All right, Debbie.
All right. Okay. All right, I'm going to call this meeting to order. It is Tuesday, March 26th at 6:06 p.m. Is there anybody taping? Val, Linda Walls is, and Val Stratton is. Anybody else? Okay, if we can stand up, have a moment of silence and say the pledge. And if we can possibly keep the families of Maryland with the bridge accident in our prayers tonight.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first order of business is the ACC committee appointment. The ACC needs volunteers. One person has submitted their resume for review. Harry Calderbank has served on the ACC before and is a former code enforcement captain. So I make a motion to appoint Harry Calderbank to the ACC committee. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous? Millie, would you do the honors?
Yes.
Harry, will you come down?
Come on down, Harry.
Come on down.
If you just want to stand right here, Harry.
Okay, will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly promise and swear that you will administer the office to which you have been appointed to the best of your ability and judgment in conformity with the governing documents of Brookridge Community Property Owners Incorporated?
I do.
That you will, in all your acts, be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, and fair play, and in every manner possible endeavor to promote and safeguard the best interests of the citizens of Brookridge and the welfare of its membership.
I will.
You may lower your hand. By virtue of authority conferred upon me, I do hereby proclaim you as duly appointed to the ACC committee and officially installed into the office. Congratulations.
Welcome back. Again. Next thing on the agenda is the retention pond pump from Public Works. One of the retention pond pumps needs to be replaced. We received two quotes, one for repair and one for replacement. The quote to repair was more money than the replacement. 3 quotes were not obtained since Gulf Coast Electric is the priority vendor for this item. Vince, did you want to explain what the pump actually does for the community and how important it is?
Yes, currently there is 3 pumps on the property. 2 are by number 12 hole from the golf course. Those transfer water from one area to the other. And this pump that's we need is for the office, the DRA that's outside the office that feeds into the Misty Pond. So when that gets all full, then the area floods. So we need to get that pump needs to be able to pump water over to the Misty Pond so that area doesn't flood.
And we know that hurricane season is coming up this year again. So the recommendation is to purchase the new pond pump, replacing the old one for the retention pond. And the motion is, I'd like to make a motion to waive the 3-bid policy. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have a discussion? And Val?
That, nothing about the 3 bid rate.
Of the pump purchase?
Yeah.
You wanted to say something
Well,
about
why
it?
don't you do the wave thing and then when you make the other one.
Okay, I just didn't know if you had something specific to the pump. Okay, all right.
I also have some,
Okay, go ahead, Jim.
no, when you're done.
Oh, okay. So the motion is the purchase of the new retention pond pump from Gulf Coast Electric Service for $5,768
Excuse
and,
me, you still have your motion?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Yes, Millie second.
Millie second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
If you could,
Alright.
excuse me, since I'm kind of blocking it, but you so raise your hands high. So I can
Could you
see
raise
you
your
all.
hand?
Thank you, thank you.
Val, sorry, did you have something on the pump?
Now, you're probably gonna make a motion that we hire
Pump, yes.
and then you're
Do
gonna
that
open
first.
it up
Right.
for discussion.
Yes.
Right, so I make the motion to buy this pump, the retention pump from Gulf Coast Services for $5,768.09. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
No, I have a question.
I'm sorry, Val. I'm sorry. When I saw this pump purchase,
Yes, discussion.
right, I'm sorry, Val, when I saw the pump purchase, I thought you were going on about the whole, so I'm sorry,
All
that's,
right, now,
now, go ahead.
is it warranted? Name and unit number. Oh, Bell Stratton Unit 3. Does it come with a warranty at all?
It's a pump, so it's like maybe a 1-year warranty.
Okay, and what fund is the money coming out of?
So 3,100 on the reserve is the line item that I found.
Okay,
I've got the sheet if you like.
does the golf course share that cost or no?
I don't think it's.
This is not for the golf course.
No,
It's
Oh,
our
it's
pump.
our fund.
it's ours.
It's from by the building to Misty,
Misty.
which is not near any part of the golf course.
Okay.
But I had a
What I
question,
wrote
so-
down, right?
You-
Warranty and.
You had pump purchase, the reserve, slash reserve and slash warranty. That's why I was confused, because I had no idea.
Just so everybody's clear on the ponds on the golf course, they belong to Brookridge. We maintain them. Our water feeds into them, so we maintain them, but they're ours. Even though they're on their property, they're ours. We have the responsibility of maintaining them. So, that's the deal.
Okay, my question, you're done, okay. I have 2 questions, and it's kind of for Vince. Vince, do we know what the kind of life expectancy we're looking at for the new pump that we're getting? That's question number 1. And question number 2 is there an opportunity to buy some type of extended warranty? I understand how pumps, I mean, it's a pump and it does it, but is there any opportunity, can we look into that?
I'd have to go back to the manufacturer and go with Gulf Coast and ask them that, but I mean, it's a pump, so, I mean, it's a three-phase electrical pump. So, I mean, just so everybody's clear that the pump that I'm putting in number 12 or that I'm having repaired, that's been in there for 20 years.
Okay, so, and the reason.
So
I asked-
and luckily that was a very short, or low cost, with a capacitor and some other issues, that's inside it, but this pump was buried in mud for the last 2 years. Okay, so, if you had had it done before, then it would have been easier, but, it is what it is. We have to have that water pumping over Misty, so that's the only way it gets there.
And if I look at this correctly, it's about a month to get it, 4 to 6 weeks.
Do you have the contract in front of you? What's it say for the warranty?
It doesn't address the warranty.
And how do we know it has one?
Doesn't address the warranty, it addresses lead times.
Sir, the question from the lady in the front, asked, how do we know there's even any warranty on it since it's not addressed? Can we get some information on that, or?
Yeah, I can call tomorrow and get some information on the warranty.
Yes. Then
You don't get to vote.
it's the no, putting it on the warranty. everything else.
Can I say one more thing?
So the cooperative,
Is this the only place we can get a pump?
so the mic.
Val Scranton Unit 3, just to make sure, you
That's it.
said this is a proprietary supplier, so this is the only one, right?
From this source, yes, correct.
Oh, okay, because I was just wondering if the board decides to go ahead and approve it, we could always kick in some more money for a warranty after they buy it.
Yes, and if it makes financial sense, I'm a big fan of warranties on something like that, if it makes sense. If it's $5,000 for a 2-year warranty, then no, that does not make sense. For example.
I think one of the other things is, with it being, if we approve it tonight, we have to order it right away, and we're already looking at 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, I can call the first thing tomorrow morning and either yes or no, and report back, and we can send an email out with this issue with the warranty.
Doesn't have to be approved tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, then we're going into May, so I mean, you know, if I get anywhere June, July, then
It's not a big postpone.
For example, there's no warranty, we'll reevaluate, but if there's a 1-year warranty, let's go forward. That's what I would suggest we do.
And it takes 4 to 6 weeks to get it to begin with. And then you're gonna get into your rainy season, then we're gonna have a lot of problems.
It's the only. Yeah. The procrastinating of another.
Okay, anybody else?
Okay.
Okay, so let's vote on this. Make a motion to, the new retention pump from Gulf Coast Electric Service for $5,768.09. And, we will check on the warranty. Is that what we're gonna do? Okay. Yeah, we'll send an email out for the warranty, if we can get one. Nowadays, it's hard to get warranties. All in favor? Aye. Can you see us, Arlene?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone. What I'd like to talk about next is we received a significant amount of revenue in to the community this week, or was it maybe late last week? And I want to give you some exact numbers so everybody knows what we're talking about. From the Spectrum Corporation, which I think is actually Charter, they sent us a check for $990, $800 even. Now of that $990, we're paying a 5% commission to the broker who did that, which is just over $49,000. So the net amount to the community is $941,260 even. What I'm asking for today is to not discuss any type of spending of that money, any type of using that money, not making any recommendations on what to do with it, other than it's sitting in the bank right now where we deposited the check, probably getting out of a 1/10 or 1/100%. I'm recommending and asking for approval from the group under Article 11, Section 1 of the bylaws, which talks about the specific placement of BCPO funds. So I'd like to put half of that money into a 1 month, 4 weeks roughly, CD, and the other half of it, roughly half, into a 2 or a 3 month CD, so that we can, as a community, talk about, discuss, and decide what are we gonna do with that money, maybe at a high level, so that it's not earning, $1, so they're earning a significant amount of interest. Again, these are, would be federally insured CDs. Because of the dollar amount, half of it would have to be in 2 separate CDs, because you go over 250, you need to be in it and separate. Just leaving it at one place right now is a horrible idea. And just so everybody knows, well, Jim, why did you put it on one place? Well, we had to catch your check somewhere. The check had to go to a bank, whatever bank it is in the country,
We need a second and then.
We need a
I'll
second, yes.
second.
Okay, second. Is there any discussion on that? Is there anything that seems out of place or out of way?
Do we just know maybe what the interest?
The last
we
interest
may
I
be
got,
able to
which
get?
was, actually I can tell you. The 5.25 we got on, in April. 5.3 we got in May 21st actually. 5.1 in March. So the rate's gonna be somewhere, my best guess is for those terms, 5.1, 5.2. Again, remember, they change every single day. Every day for every amount. Yes, ma'am.
What bank is that?
That's having invested through Edward Jones where they get banks that come to them and say, hi, I'm Wells Fargo, I want to do some CDs. It's various banks. And if you look at the spreadsheet that I've got on the website, and please feel free to go to the website. It's a nice colorful CD. It shows where all the banks are. For example, we have Equity Bank in Andover, Kansas, Regions Bank here locally, Bank of China in New York, Catlin Din Bank in Maine, People's Bank in Holyoke, Massachusetts, Webster Bank in somewhere, Saco Bank in Saco, Maine, for people from Maine. That'll just give you an example of some of the banks. Again, feel free to go to the website, take a peek at it. By the way, Vince, are we getting anybody saying they can't hear us?
No,
Okay, that's good, good sign. Okay.
And the interest rate is involved in the bank is like zero.
The interest rate is, my best guess is it's 0.1%, which is, no matter what you put in there, it's a tiny amount, right?
Right.
The quick math on $1 million at 5.3 is $53,000 divided by whatever number of months you have. So if you had 1 month, it's 53,000 divided by 12, which would be 4,000, whatever the math is. Somebody had a question in the back. Yes, ma'am.
Beverly, F. Sign Unit 6. How and when do you want to make a decision on how to use these funds?
And I'll give you my opinion, and I don't want to speak for the rest of the board. My opinion is real simple. We should be talking about it now. We should be saying tomorrow, hey, I think we should do this. Because I guarantee you, of the 2,800 homes here, there's going to be 2,800 different opinions. We don't want to, again, my opinion only, I don't believe we want to waste that money. We want to spend it wisely. You must choose, but we want to choose wisely.
We are a non-for-profit corporation, right?
Not for profit,
Not-for-profit.
not to be misunderstood with nonprofit. They're
Right.
two different things.
I have a suggestion that we just use it instead of having increases every year for our HOA fees, to use the funds towards that.
And that is absolutely a perspective that I thought some people would have, and again, so you can just see, just in 30 seconds, we've already got two ideas what we should do with that money. Yes, Daniel.
Dan Lenars, Unit 4. I just have one question.
Yes, sir.
We just received $1 million. What do we give to receive $1 million?
Well, I gave you a copy of the contract, right?
Yeah, I just.
We're given,
What I'm reading is that it's giving us rights to the land. And Brookridge is the owner of the land.
it's giving them rights to putting their infrastructure in our community
For 10 years.
for 10 years, correct. And again, remember, we've been signing contracts like this for the last 20, 25 years.
This 7300 address that's mentioned in the, on the contract there, or,
I'm sorry, can you go up with the mic, because the people online are not hear you.
the 7300 address is listed here in the Brookridge, building office. What address is that? $1,700, Brookridge Boulevard.
Central.
That's the address for the admin
Yes,
office?
correct.
Oh, okay, I thought that was a different building.
No.
Now, again, a couple added notes. Every time there's a house brought in, and let's assume between January 1st and today, we brought in 5 houses. Then we have another 5 times $400, $2,000 more coming from Spectrum. So every time we bring a home in and we get a CO for, we'll get another $400. On top of that, the broker who set this up is helping us look into the commercial accounts so that we can hopefully get Spectrum into the admin building, to the clubhouse, where we're not paying the monthly fee of, I don't know, $2, $5, whatever $100 it is per month. So we get some courtesy, they call them courtesy accounts. So it's not just the initial money, it's money for the additional homes that come in and those courtesy accounts. It does seem too big to be true. Their service and their quality is a completely different thing. So, as always, what I would recommend folks do is shop around, try to get the best deal, because there's some pretty good deals out there. We can certainly look into that. When they come in to look at our things, we'd be happy to speak to them.
When you say rights to the land, what does that mean?
I wasn't aware of that phrase, rights to the land.
It's, right, it's the easements and then putting in their wires. Right.
Well, they don't own our land. If you want a cable going into your house, well, they've got to put the cable on the ground to your house. But the easements are where they're putting their cable, where the electric goes and all that.
Everybody, please remember to use your mics.
Yes. Sorry, I'm new on the board. So, yeah, it's the easements that all the utilities use, and we don't own any of that. That's just that area.
It was a right of access. That's all it was. And we have had several contracts before, like Jim said, and we didn't get anything for it. This time we wanted something for it. We were in negotiation, Jim, would you say probably for about 6 months? All of us?
I think we started talking to them back in September, October. I don't have the exact date, but yes, it's been a while.
Right, and we kept holding out for more and more and more until we felt that this was it, and so did the other people we were working with. This was the best offer, right under $1 million. So we're here now to just secure the money and try to get the most interest we can to add to the pot in case we want what we can do with it. And that's a substantial
Jim?
amount for Brookridge.
And then,
Jim,
go ahead.
also, one thing, Good Friday, is Edward Jones going to be open? A lot of banks and that are going to be
I
closed.
don't know, I can check with them in the morning. Most brokerage houses are open till noon.
Okay, yeah, so.
I'm not sure that we can get them a check by Friday, but we certainly will get one by Monday.
And if you can't get some of the short-term CDs, will you think about the money market account?
We absolutely will. I already got a commitment from Brennan Bank. I think their normal rate was 6. Again, don't hold me to it, but ballpark 4.6. The CFO of the bank gave me a quote for a rate on a 3-month CD at 5.25. So I know without even going anywhere else, I can get one at Brennan if we need to for 5.25. And that's a 3-monther. So if we've had enough discussion, I'd like to, under 250, yes, ma'am. That's the vision. And again, if you look at this spreadsheet, you'll see that every one of these, even the 2 that are at Bank of China, you add them together as a coincidence, it's 250 or below. What are the odds? So if I can ask for a vote, would that be satisfactory, Deb?
Yes. Yes.
I'd like to recommend that we move forward.
Okay, all in favor of the disbursement of the funds to the various CDs? All in favor? Aye. Can you see us, Arlene?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
One question, where do we put our suggestions for how to spend it?
Well, I guess that's a great question. One of my thoughts was, and I'd love to hear people's thoughts. Should we have an advisory committee that says we're gonna put, I don't know, 5, 10 of the best and brightest people in our neighborhood get together and get with various,
What neighborhood?
Our-
Town meeting might be,
go ahead, Gail.
a town meeting might be in order.
Yeah.
And I would say in May, let the dust settle a little bit and people have a chance to think about it.
Right.
And also, to have a suggestion box at the front office, I think is a great idea.
The only problem with that is a lot of snowbirds will be gone home and they might not be happy.
Right, we can see it online.
They could email
Yeah.
Right.
They can email, because I'm sure you'll do email.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please.
Okay, next item up, under that same Article 11, Section 1, specific placement of funds. In April, we have 8 CDs expiring, 8. In May, 5, in June, 1, in July, 3. Now, each May, June, and July will have at least one additional because we're doing one that goes every 4 weeks, like clockwork, every 4 weeks, and that's through Banco ZK. So I'm asking for approval from the board, I need a majority approval from the board to place those funds, or in this case, because we're gonna spend about $500,000 on the road paving, the electrical, blah, 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 all the things that were coming out, some of that has to be very liquid so that we can get the money today or tomorrow or whatever. So most of that money is gonna be sitting in a money market type fund where we can literally pull it the next business day. Because if it's on a 3-month CD and the playroom wants his money today, he ain't gonna wait 3 weeks, I'll tell you right now, or 3 months. So if I can, get a second on that, any discussion? Again, it's pretty straightforward. Then I guess I'd like to make a vote, that we, all in favor
All in
of voting for yes?
All in
To
favor?
roll those or not roll them?
Question?
Yes, ma'am.
Nancy Whetstone, Unit 4. Thank you. I just recall you mentioned that we have some CDs in an institution called the Bank of China.
Yes, we do.
Is that the government of China, CCP?
No, it's the Bank of China in New York City. And it's
Okay, but-
federally insured. I checked 3 different times.
I'm fine, they're federally insured, but are they associated in any way with China, the country?
Not that I'm aware of, but
Okay.
I'm not sure how it would investigate that either.
Just in name only.
Yeah, well, usually if you're the Bank of China, you're part of China,
Just,
so.
just as
It's a
we had
concern for me.
the bank of something that was an Israeli name out of Los Angeles, are they associated with the Israeli government? I don't know if there's any way I can find that out. Just so that everybody knows, when I make those choices on which bank to select, using a bank like Bank of China or someone else was not my first choice. But again, if the rate's higher, if it's 5.1 versus 5.3, I'll go with the higher rate. All right?
And they are still FDIC insured, so we're okay with that, okay? And I think the last thing that we have, Jim, is just the guard shack.
There's
Oh, sorry.
two things that I
sorry.
want to talk about. One, we need some electrical work done in the admin building. It's below the $2,500 limit that Debbie can approve. So we don't need board approval, but because of transparency and how we're spending our money, I guess I'd like to ask that the board vote that we approve that expenditure for $1,950. It's for lights on the wall of the admin building that have been broken, Vince, for a decade or
Yeah.
longer?
These are the lights when you first come in on the wall there, right across from the guardhouse, on the outside, where the parking lot is that have been broke for a long time. And it's to replace them, and plus, we really think they need some lighting there. And when they're walking from the guardhouse through that parking lot at night, going into the building, it's pitch black in that area. And with the construction that's probably gonna start, we really need to put some light over there.
So if I could, I'd like to make a motion that we approve that expenditure, even though it's not required, but we're still doing it because it's, I think, the right thing to do. Can I get a second?
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Right. And then the absolute last item, hopefully, is the guard shack. We were proposing that we do a interior rehab. The bids that I passed out there's 3 bids. The first bid is $35. and that's from Dave, the handyman out of Spring Hill. Second one is from Mike Riley, 4550, significantly more, nearly $1,000 more. And the last bid was a verbal quote only. It's not written, but because it was so high and so way out of the money, I didn't push for a written bid. It's like, what's the point? So I'd like to make a motion that, and just so that everybody knows what we're doing, or Jim, what are you doing on an interior upgrade? We're putting a bathroom floor in, replacing that, countertop resurfacing it, and a new countertop being put in, shelving in an existing cabinet, painting, which is really resurfacing. It's not really painting, but resurfacing the existing cabinets and the tops, adding a closet, and then adding a new high-rise toilet, whatever that is.
Just like the handicap one that's
It's-
higher.
yeah, it's a higher-
And,
Profile.
Is it? Thank you.
Yeah.
The gentleman who's doing this is licensed and insured in the county of Hernando. And we would, with all work that we do, we would check that just before he started. So we don't get a surprise like we did in the past. Hopefully we've learned from that prior mistake.
I don't remember the
Yeah,
last time anything was done in that building.
Yeah, Harry might know.
Harry might know.
Has there ever been any rehab in that building inside?
Yeah, there is.
There has
Yeah,
been?
there's been at different times, yeah, a lot of floor sweeping, but other than that.
I guess I'd like to make a motion that we go forward with the first bid. It's option, whatever.
C, I believe it is, Jim, option C.
Option C, the one for 3535. It's significantly cheaper, licensed and insured, and seems to be the best choice for us.
Is it coming out of the reserves?
This would be, I'm not 100% sure. That's a great question. I think it would be coming out of reserves. I think there is a line item. I'd have to go look. I actually got the reserve study here. I can look before the meeting's over and let you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it will come out of reserves for,
Yeah.
like a rehab.
Because of the type of work that it is, it'd be hard to justify that it's not a reserve item. It's clearly not I broke a faucet and I need to fix it. So if I can get a second on going forward with this bid?
Second.
Any discussion from the audience or crowd? Yes, ma'am, in the back. Or not? Tom, did you have a question?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I want to try to speak loud enough. Has any consideration been made to use the window at night so the guard does not have to go outside the gate, outside the door, and he's inside a secure building? And maybe a microphone added?
There is a requirement though that they have to get the license plates, so they have to step out. No, they have to step out and put that into the pad, into
And maybe
Dave's
a
entry.
mirror be put up where they could see it.
I
I think
can't
people look
hear
at the safety of the guards.
Only one
At
person
night.
talk at once, please.
Yeah, only one at a time, please. Thank you.
You know, we have the window. Speaker would be what would needed, maybe a mirror to see the light.
The window is quite further away, so you have a large countertop with computers on them. And that is quite a distance away, so it's just not a window right here. It is a large countertop that goes probably a good couple, 3, 4, at least feet deep.
You couldn't
And
even
then-
see you couldn't even see over the window, am I
You
right,
can't
Val?
see over, right, when I stand in there, I can't see out, I can see out, but I can't see anything underneath there.
Camera facing the car, and they can see it on the screen.
But why can't we just modify the counter to give access to the window?
We have too much equipment.
Al Stratton, Unit 3. You would take out the counter, so we'd be down a counter, which, it's okay. The window would have to be recut because it's too high.
Okay.
And to see the license plate in a mirror, they'd all be backwards, and I have a hard enough time getting them forwards.
Any other comments? Yes, ma'am.
Esther?
Yes, please, name and unit number.
Yeah. Esther White, Unit 4.
The people that I was sitting with, they were asking if we could see pictures of the guardhouse now before they do it, so that they have an idea of what we're all talking about.
Looking before and after.
Yeah,
Before.
before, because they don't know what you guys are talking about and how bad it really is. I know.
Did you want to, since you work in there, did you want to say what your feeling is on it?
Yeah.
You work- I mean, you work there.
You work there, yeah. Well, as of right now, the toilet is leaking. So there's puddles and we have towels around it. The, counters are flake board, so they are little to no, because they're peeling and done. So,
We definitely need it. I mean, it's.
oh yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Just make sure there's
Thank
no
you.
mold, because that was a thing about 7 or 8 years ago that we had to take care of. You know, the mold because of the window, the doors being open.
Sorry.
And if anyone who entered or left the community today saw that they're working on the doors that we ordered back in December, so that is a nice upgrade there.
Another thing, while we're talking about the guardhouse,
Yes, ma'am.
before we start maybe a lot of this work, do we need to get an electrician in there to see if our electric's up to date,
Up to code?
up to code?
We certainly can do that. I mean, we haven't contracted with this guy, so we could have an electrician come in first and then have him come after that. That contractor would not be doing the electrical work. I would not be comfortable unless it was a
Right,
licensed.
No.
And I'm sure with, Echo and the.
AC Solutions.
Right, AC Solutions, we can probably get them to easily go and give us what their feeling is and how much. Right.
Okay, and I guess since it looks like we're done with the discussion, I'd like to make a motion that we go forward. Okay. Can I get our,
Leo seconded, Jim.
thank you.
It's one of those nights.
Yes, it is. What if I to get everyone's yes or no?
All in
Should we-
favor?
Should we, all in favor of going forward, please raise your
All in favor of going forward of option C? Raise your hand. Can you see us, Arlene?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I have for this evening.
That was enough.
That was.
You did good, as always.
All right, is there any comments that anybody wanted to make? Yes, way in the back, Tracy.
Tracy McCumber, Unit 2. I just want to remind everybody, when you're exiting the community, if the gates are up, which they are, they seem to be up on the outbound, that there's stop signs, and this is for the whole community, and we're gonna put this in the news and views, and we'll do a email blast, but the stop signs are there for a reason, so when exiting the community, you've gotta stop those stop signs, okay? Because once they go down and everybody's used to flying out of there, we're gonna have problems, so, and it's regardless, I don't care what stop sign it is and what part of our community, everybody needs to stop, so I just want to put that out there, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Justice, Unit 3. Same thing, when they're leaving the clubhouse, there's a stop sign, I believe, right there. They don't stop, they just whiz right across. Something should be done about that, because if you're gonna come to the clubhouse, you're gonna hit one of those people on a golf cart.
On a side note, I have spoken to Dick, and he said that they are going to start doing a more active role on stop sign violators who just blow through stop signs. There's a big difference between rolling through a half a mile an hour or whatever, and just not stopping at all. So they're gonna start doing that,
Yeah, we
and
talk
you will
about
see
street
some
talk.
violations, and hopefully people will figure it out,
I will,
hopefully. Any YouTube questions, Vince?
no.
Okay.
Nancy Whetstone, Unit 4. For the stop signs, please do it for the golf carts as well. I've been on my bike, I've been in the car.
Yes.
They do not stop,
No,
they
they
do
don't.
not look. I was on my bike the other day and a lady almost ran me over.
I will specifically talk to Dick about that in the morning. You bet.
I was approached the other day by Alan from the traffic committee, and their suggestion is to put a speed hump out here in front of the clubhouse, that's going down Hampton towards that stop sign, towards Country Club. Am I correct, Stacy? Tracy? So it'll be like, basically, before the exit of the parking lot, and basically before the entrance of the parking lot over on the side, basically not right in front, but on an angle. That way, we'll put a speed hump there, basically 3-4 inches high, 3-4 inches wide, and then 22 feet across the road. So Azarelli is gonna try and give me a bid on that, when they come in and do the pavement. And when he comes in the stripe and seal the parking lot, he's gonna give me a bid on doing that speed hump for us.
Yeah, I have something to say. Thursday, I was going on my way home, and I was going slow here, and I stopped because I thought somebody was coming to walk across. And I'm a little perturbed about this. Two people in a golf cart just zoomed around me. Just zoomed right around me. And they were going over the speed limit. And if some small kid or whatnot was walking in front of my car, they would have been toast. So it's not only us that are driving our cars. I get bothered by some of these people in the golf carts that think they own the streets. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Tracy McCumber, Unit 2. I just want to reiterate about the speed hump. That is something that we actually have on the agenda for next month for the board to actually decide what is best.
Out here, face?
Yeah, right out here. It's actually right before the crosswalk.
Okay.
And there's a photo that will be shared as well on the agenda, so we just want to go over that. But obviously, it's a very prevalent place for, pedestrians, so it might be a good idea. Thank you.
Is there anybody else? Beverly, did I see your hand up back
Yes, you
there?
did.
Okay.
Beverly Epstein, Unit 6. I would like to, you could plan a little differently when you have special meetings like this. Not to have it on a bingo night where there's a lot of activity, where there's not a, when you have special meetings like this and our town hall meetings, they seem to be held on the same evening that there's something big going on in the clubhouse, such as jingles where there's over 100 people. Tonight there's bingo, and our meetings are very important, and I think more people should be able to attend.
Well, I think I addressed that to you in your email on Sunday in your email to me, that we try to be extremely accommodating to all the groups that want to have something up here, to the point that we're busting out at the seams. And remember, the board does take priority. We don't ask for a lot of time. We thought this meeting here was extremely important because of the money that was coming, basically clearing out the bank. Other than that, we could have we have a town hall meeting, but there is absolutely really no other place to put us. And we're the board, and so we are kind of taken second to everything that we have approved for everybody else to have.
Yeah, those two activities take a lot of people, bingo
Right.
and jingles.
Right,
They
and
don't have
we
to
know
go
that.
to bingo or jingles. They don't have to go to bingo.
Beverly, to
That's not the point.
help Beverly, to
Yes.
help answer Beverly's question. Part of it is timing. We didn't know when the money was coming. We didn't know, first of all, I didn't believe we were actually gonna get the money until we got it. So if it had come, for example, a week early, we could address this at the last board meeting. And we're not gonna have another one for 23 days.
Right.
I would have loved to wait, but 23 days on that kind of money, the interest is just too much. So that's why there's special meeting. In this case, it was kind of just bad luck and timing. But I think your point is valid.
Right.
We should watch and try not to have conflicts.
Right, and we do, and we try to have the town hall 2 weeks before the board meeting. And so the timing is like that, yeah. Okay, anybody else?
Thomas Harmon, Unit 2. With the clubhouse being closed on the 15th to the 30th of April, when will the next board meeting be?
April 10.
April 10th, and then the town hall would be the week before?
Yeah,
Okay, that's all, that's my question. No problem.
That's actually tomorrow's email.
yeah, just to let you know, Arlene has a list of emails to send out. She didn't want to send them all out at one time because people may get things confused. So she was sending something out every day.
Just so, we want to be clear with April, the first 2 weeks in April, we have a show, okay, 2 shows, 2 bingos, 2 dances. Okay, and you also got 2 socials on Wednesday nights. Okay, so if you want to have a town hall meeting here, that's fine. But that's where it's going to be available, and it might not be available then either. So, looking for the board meeting, we can have the board meeting out at the pavilion, you got a town hall at the pavilion. It's up to you guys.
We may not even have to, have a town hall, in April and go, have the town hall in May along with the board, because we do have so many things going on, with the roads, electrical, AC, etc. Does anybody else have anything? Jim, are you all? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what, I've heard a lot of people say.
Name and unit number.
Name Christina Thomas.
Name and
You
unit
said,
number.
Matt, you need one.
Yeah, I have a
microphone.
Hang on. Name and unit number.
They can't hear you. They said you on TV.
Christina Thomas, Unit 6.
I've heard,
I've heard, a lot of people say that, except for Monday night shows, that there's not anything going on Monday nights, and they'd like to see some more meetings on Monday nights.
Monday night, this building's open. There's nothing happening up here on Mondays.
You mean instead of
Except
having
the show
meetings on
once a month.
Wednesday, have them on Mondays?
Yes, that's what I've heard.
We have to look at the calendar.
Then there'd be no conflict with anything, except the first Monday of every.
We gotta see what the Patrona's got.
I mean, you can talk to Patrona and say,
Yeah.
sure.
Before, so that'd be some discussion.
Thank you.
I think we,
Regular board meetings.
just one quick thing, I think we looked at the attendance, possibilities. Mondays, starting the week, some people, however it was that we usually, HOA meetings are held during the week and not on a Monday or a Friday.
Yeah.
You don't operate on a Monday or a Friday.
Okay, does anybody have anything else? No? Okay, so I'm gonna adjourn this meeting. It is Tuesday, March 26th at 6:54 PM. Thank you, and everyone, have a happy Easter. I hope that Easter bunny is good to everybody.